Okay, now we're going to go ahead and make a new, another new file. So we've already got, it's already called untitled by default. So I'm going to click on save, and we're going to call it activity 1.3.3, number 16 to 27. Okay, and then we click on save. All right, now this time around, we're going to change it to millimeters. So I'm going to click that arrow right on the right-hand side where it says click setup, and I'm going to change it from inches to mm for millimeters. Okay, make sure you do that for this one because the default, we want it normally default to inches, but we want, this time around, we want to be millimeters. I'm going to make a new sketch. I click on here to make a new sketch. I'm going to click on front. Okay, so now we're on the front. We're going to click on line. We're going to draw a line across, start at on the positive side of the x-axis. First point. I'm going to go down right here. Notice it's trying to make it horizontal. Okay, so we're going to make it horizontal. Next, when I draw a line straight up, you'll notice, you see there's a little symbol for the right angle at the bottom left-hand side. If I move it, the right angle symbol's gone. We want to keep that right angle. We want it to be perpendicular. So I click on that. That'll make a right angle or perpendicular. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Notice, you see, if I move it at an angle, we don't see it. Now we see the right angle. There we go. And now we're going to do this one up here at an angle. See, now it's going to try to pin to a particular point. I'm not going to pin to that particular point. That looks like, let's see, this looks like it's reasonable. Now we're going to go here. Now notice, you'll see it's trying to make it, see how right there it's at an angle. Now you see that perpendicular. It's perpendicular to that line to the left, to the left of where that diagonal is. So we're going to go ahead and make it perpendicular to that one. Okay, now the next couple of lines, we're not going to make it perpendicular. All right, if you look down, scroll down, letter G for number 16. We want to kind of make it go down. This one, it looks like we want these to be parallel. All right, we're going to kind of go down to here. This is the last bit of this is going to kind of look, to me, it looks a little bit like a boat. All right, this one parallel out here. All right, and then we're going to finish it up. So to me, it looks like kind of like a boat, right? There's a little smokestack. Here's the front of the boat called the bow. This is the back of the boat called the stern. All right, so I'm going to refer to those a little bit of it. This was like where the windshield would be. Just going to refer to that shape because it helps me easier for me to, let me go ahead and escape to get out of the line tool. It makes it easier for me to refer to whatever we're trying to do. So, okay, there's a reflection question that you're asked to do at the end of number 16. So go ahead and pause right now and save the reflection question and then unpause it. Okay, welcome back. Next, we're going to go ahead and for number 17, we're going to try to drag some of the elements and see what happens, right? If I drag a point, it allows me to drag those points. But again, notice these two are both parallel. Okay. Here, it allows me to go ahead and do that, but these two, and notice it's still perpendicular. Here, it allows me to move my bow forward, but this line above here still stays perpendicular to that one. Notice these lines, this one stays perpendicular to that no matter what I do. Note these two both stay perpendicular, and the one on the bottom, it does allow me to move it, but again, it still stays perpendicular to that, okay? Let's see, next, we're asked to go ahead and add some constraints. Let's see where the constraints were asked. Okay, we're asked to make sure that 7 and 5 are parallel. That's already done. 8 and 4 have to be perpendicular. Okay, so we're asked to make sure this line is perpendicular with this one. So I'm going to click on perpendicular, and I'm going to click this line with that one. Oops, let me undo. Control Z. Perpendicular. This line and that one. See, those two are perpendicular. So that way when I move this one, let's see. Oh, let me hit escape to get out of it. Okay, see, when I resize it, it still stays perpendicular, so it restricts it somewhat. Okay. Let's see. What else are we asked to do? It says, this is under letter G, by the way. It says to enforce a parallel line between 9 and 3. So they're saying make sure that this is parallel to that one. I suspect they already are because this is perpendicular to that and this is perpendicular to that, but we'll try to do that parallel. And we're asked to click on this line and those two. All right. So those two should be parallel. Oh, it says it's already over constrained, so it won't allow us to do that because it's already got, basically it's already done because we have enough perpendiculars there, so we can't do that. What's next? Line 10, connect the open endpoints of 1 and 9. We don't have any open endpoints. This is a closed shape, so we're good relative to that. Then we're told to finish the sketch. All right, I'm not going to finish the sketch because we're going to go ahead and make some more changes to it. All right, for number 18, it tells us to drag some of the elements and observe the sketch behavior. We just did that already. Determine if the following restrictions are satisfied. We already made 1 and 9 are parallel. 6 should always be parallel. Okay, I think 19 was pretty much all done based on what I just did. All right, number 20 says add geometric constraints. Okay, we just did that already. Okay, for 21, it says to create a quick sketch of the profile and show the constraints that you added. So go ahead, take a moment, pause the video. It says to make a sketch of what you've got, that little boat there, and all the constraints that you added. Remember, we made this perpendicular to that one. Okay, we tried to make this one parallel with here, but I think it didn't allow us to because it was over constrained. Okay, next. So, okay. All right, welcome back. Next, let's see. For 22, it says to use a construction line to create a vertical line through the midpoints of lines 1 and 6. We'll later use this construction line as a line of symmetry. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. For number 19, let me backtrack. Okay, for number 19, it says to determine if the following restrictions are satisfied. Line 1 and 9 should always remain parallel. 1 and 9 are this one and that one. 1 and 9, those are both parallel. They already are. Okay, next it says line 6, which is the one on top, should always be parallel with the x-axis. So this should always be parallel with the x-axis. So let me click on parallel. This is the parallel right here. Click on the top and the x-axis. See, now those are parallel. Then it says 5 and 7 should always be the same length. 5 and 7. 5 and 7 are these two here. So these should be the same length. So we're going to use the equal constraint. So I'll click on equal. And that's going to make this one equal length to that one. See, now they're both equal length. Okay. Next, what does it tell us to do? Again, this is number 19. Then it says the design would require that lines 3 and 8 align together horizontally, so they move up and down together. Okay, so 3 and 8 are this line right here, and this is 8. So I'm going to go ahead and choose collinear. Where's collinear? Collinear right here. Collinear means the same line. So I'm going to click this one, and I'm going to want this one to line up with that. There we go. Okay, so that's done. That looks good. 19. Okay, and then the last thing I think we have to do is I want to make this one parallel with this one over here. So let me click on parallel, make this one parallel with here. There we go. So now it looks pretty good. That looks good. Okay. So now, if you notice, if you look down at number 20, next for 21, it says to create a quick sketch of the profile and show the constraints that you added. So pause right now and make a little quick sketch on paper and show the constraints that we added. Again, we made it this one and these two parallel. Okay. And we made these two right here equal. See this little equal sign in the middle, equal sign in the middle. Those are the ones we added. And we made this on the top parallel with the one on the bottom. These two lines right here that are at an angle are for parallel. See, it's like the parallel here. And the horizontal ones are for equals. I'm going to hit escape to get out. I'm still in the parallel. So I'm going to click on escape to be done with that. Okay. Next for 22, it says to use a construction line to create a vertical line through the midpoints of the top and the bottom. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to click, see on the right here where it says construction right here. Well, first I got to click on line. So click on the line tool. All right. And I want to make a construction, and it's going to be the midpoint. Notice for the midpoint, it's trying to click the midpoint as that little X right there. All right. And the midpoint is that little plus there. Okay. So those right there, those are midpoints. Okay, and it says we will later use this construction line as a line of symmetry. So we're going to try to make this one, basically we want to make this symmetric. So I'm going to make this perpendicular with here. Oops, undo. Let me undo that. Control Z to undo. Oh, here's undo right here. Undo perpendicular. I don't want to do that. Okay, let me hit escape to get out of that. Let's see. I want to make all these perpendicular. So I'm going to click equals. I'm going to make this one right here the same length as that to make it symmetric. I'm going to make this one equal with here. Let's see. I need to make, that made it a little bit out of whack. So let me see if I can make this one right here horizontal. There we go. Okay. That looks better. And now notice we have our symmetry line. So that way it looks like it's symmetrical. The left and right side are both the same. That looks better. Okay. Let's see. Okay, next, under number 23, you're asked to do a reflection question. So to take a moment, scroll to 23 and pause this and write the answer to your reflection question. Okay, thanks for coming back. Once you finish up your reflection question, we're almost done. We're up to number 24. 24 says to draw a circle on our sketch kind of right here. So I'm going to click on circle. And I'm going to draw a sketch right here. It tries to pin to the mid. See, it's trying to pin to the midpoint. We don't want to do that. We want to kind of be here. All right. So it places a center point. And there we go. There's our circle. On a vertical line through the intersection. The center of the circle should meet the following constraints. On a vertical line through the intersection of lines 3 and 4. Okay, so if I draw a line between, this is 3 and this is 4. So if I were to draw a line, construction line, so let me go ahead and click on construct. When I made my circle, I made a construction line circle. So I don't want to do that. So let me undo. Undo. Okay, now I'll click on circle. Now notice construction is not chosen. So let me redraw my circle there. Okay, that looks better. Okay, see, now notice it's not a construction line anymore. Hit escape to get out of the circle. Next, it says for number 24, the center of the circle should meet the following constraints on a vertical line through the intersection of lines 3 on the left and 4 on the right. So I'm going to click on line, and then I'm going to click on construction over here to make it a construction line, and I'm going to find the midpoint. See, the midpoint is when you see that little X, and we'll try and go to the midpoint over here, that little X also, midpoint. Good, so we've got a construction line. Now I need this circle to be on that line. So to do that, we're going to use the tangent. If you click on tangent, or let's mouse over tangent first. Tangent constrains a curve and another object so that they touch at a single point but never cross each other. So I'm going to try to make this circle and this construction line tangent. See that? So that way they barely touch. Okay. Let's see. Next, tangent to a horizontal line through the midpoint of line 2. Okay, I think what it means is if I were to go ahead and have a vertical line, so I'm going to click a vertical line, and then I want it to be construction between this and this point and the bottom. I think what they want is they want this center point to be on that particular construction line. So let me hit escape. And I don't want construction, so I'm going to undo construction. And they want this to be coincident. So I'm going to click on the center point of my circle, and I'm going to click on that line. See, so it moves it so that the line center point of the circle is on that. And now I'm going to make my circle a little bit, oops, undo. Undo. I'm going to try to make my circle a little smaller. There we go, make this circle smaller. That's better. Okay. Number 25 says to mirror the circle across the construction line. So here's the mirror tool. So I'm going to click on mirror. It says mirrors the sketch curves about a selected sketch line. So I click mirror. Now I'm going to click the circle because what I want to do is duplicate it, mirror it over this line. Now, if somehow this mirror was closed, I'm going to click on that arrow to open it up again. Now we've got one object selected, which is what I want, because I'm only going to mirror that thing. And now I'm going to click the mirror line, click select. I'm going to click this. So what it does is it takes that circle and makes a duplicate circle like a mirror right on the other side of it. And now I click OK. There we go. And now I've got two circles. One is mirrored on the opposite side of the circle from the other one. So that's number 25. Number 20, next we're going to finish up. 26 is your sketch fully constrained? Check to see if you can move any of the elements, lines, points, or circles. Can you? All right. So let's see if everything's fully constrained or not. Oops, let me hit escape to get out of anything that I'm in. If I move it around, it looks like it. All right, that looks good. All right. All right, let me undo. There we go. That looks good. When I make it, there we go. I think it looks pretty good. Okay, if I make the one circle bigger, right? It should make the other one bigger or smaller. Okay, good. Okay, so I think it's fully constrained. Next, we're asked to do dimensions in number 27. Okay, so the dimensions of this are supposed to be in millimeters. And this defaulted to inches, even though I specified. Oh, there we go. I did set it to millimeters. Good. I wanted to double check. Okay, next we're asked to go ahead and set dimensions for our object. So here's the dimension tool right here. So I'm going to click on dimension from left to right. All right, it's set to 8. We're asked to set it to 100. Wow, that's a lot bigger now. Okay, now let me go ahead and zoom out. If I want to zoom, these tools on the bottom allow me to go ahead and move around. Look at, pan, zoom. Okay, zoom window. So if I click, let's see, zoom. We're going to go click that magnifying glass under zoom window and click on fit. So what it does is it zooms out to make it the whole width. Okay, that looks strange. Let me hit escape. Let's do this. It looks kind of bizarre. But let me go ahead and give it the right shape. Oop, I don't want to be doing dimensions. I want to go ahead and move things so that move it back to the way it looks the way it is. There we go. That looks a little bit better. There we go. All right. So next, I'm going to go ahead and set the height from here to here is supposed to be 15. Let me do the overall height first, though. Oops, let me hit escape. I'm in that palm tool. See the palm tool right there? I'm in that palm tool. Okay. So now, why does it keep doing that? Let me hit escape to get out of it whenever I'm in. All right. And I'm going to, I don't know why it keeps doing that. Let me do that. Zoom fit. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and choose sketch dimension from the top to the bottom. It's supposed to be 45. So let me set that to 45. Okay. From this to the bottom is supposed to be 15. So we'll set that to 15. Let's see. Let me go ahead and do zoom fit. This length here is supposed to be 15 also. So this one's supposed to be 15. The circle's supposed to be 5. Oh, you know what? Now that I see it, when I did a mirror, I mirrored the wrong circle. So let me go ahead and delete this circle. Let me click that circle, and I'll put backspace. When I was supposed to mirror, I was meant to click on mirror, and I was going to mirror it over this center line. So I'll click mirror. So I'm going to click my circle. Now I click mirror align this one. There we go. So it makes the circles on opposite sides over here. And we're meant to go ahead and let me, okay, that's done. So then I'm going to do D for dimension, and I'm going to click my circle, and it's going to set the diameter is supposed to be 5. So let me click on fit. All right, looks like it's good. 45 tall, this is 15, this is 15, 100 wide. Ooh, I think I have one more dimension I need to specify. This dimension across the top is supposed to be 20. So let me do D for dimension, click on this line. That one's going to be 20. Okay, it looks like we're good. All right, so that's 133, number 16, all the way up through number 27.